Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a world you thought you knew, but with a terrifying new twist. Imagine this: the war against the machines is over. Skynet has fallen. John Connor's resistance has scattered, leaving behind a world of rust and ruin. Humanity survived, but just barely. The great cities of the old world are now just skeletal remains, slowly being reclaimed by nature. The surviving Terminators, those relentless killing machines, wander the desolate landscapes, their primary directives erased, their purpose lost to time. They are silent relics of a forgotten war, but humanity's reprieve is shrived. From the depths of a forgotten military bunker, a new nightmare is unleashed. Scavengers, desperate for power in a broken world, accidentally release a mutated bioweapon, a plague. It spreads faster than fire, carried on the wind, consuming everything in its path. The dead don't stay dead, they rise. Mindless, ravenous, and endless hordes of the undead now stalk the land. The scattered remnants of humanity, the survivors of the machine war, find themselves in a new fight for existence. They retreat into fortified enclaves, but it's a losing battle. The sheer number of the dead is overwhelming. Hope is a currency that's running out fast. In the skeletal ruins of what was once Los Angeles, amidst twisted steel and scorched concrete, a flicker of red light pierces the gloom. An old T-800 unit, buried under decades of debris, powers up. Its chassis is battered, its metal skin scarred, but its core systems were back to life. The mission file is empty. No targets, no specific orders from Skynet. But deep within its programming, a final faint echo of a directive remains: protect humanity. Its optical sensors scan the environment, heat signatures, none. Life signs, zero. Movement, minimal. The city is a tomb, but then a sound. A shuffling, dragging noise that grows louder, echoing through the empty streets. From the gaping maw of a subway tunnel, a mass of figures emerges. They are not machines. They are not human. Zombies. Some still wear the tattered uniforms of soldiers and police. Others the decaying rags of ordinary civilians. They surge onto the street, a grotesque tide of hunger. The tight hundred's internal processors analyze their shambling gait, their lack of vital signs, their raw, unthinking aggression. Threat assessment. Critical: they are neither living nor machine, but they are an enemy to its core directive. With mechanical precision, the Terminator reaches down, its metallic fingers closing around the grip of a rusted M134 minigun, half buried in the rubble. It clears the barrel with a powerful, efficient flick of its wrist. The weapon spins to life. The first burst of fire rips through the front ranks of the horde, turning the shambling dead into shredded, flying silhouettes. Limbs and bone fragments spray across the asphalt. But the horde doesn't stop. They press forward, heedless of the destruction, climbing over their fallen comrades. The minigun's barrels glow cherry red, overheating after a solid minute of continuous fire. The weapon is spent. The T-800 discards it without a second thought and yanks a long, thick piece of rebar from a concrete slab, wielding it like a primitive spear. A zombie lunges, its jaw hanging by a single tendon. The Terminator impales it through the chest, the rebar punching clean through decayed flesh and bone. Without breaking stride, it uses the impaled zombie's body as a battering ram, smashing it into 3 more attackers and sending them tumbling to the ground. Its heads-up display glows with tactical data, tracking movement patterns, predicting trajectories, learning the horde's behavior faster than any human ever could. It is a whirlwind of destruction. It crushes spines with calculated blows, severs heads with brutal efficiency, and stomps crawling torsos into unrecognizable pulp. Every movement is optimized for maximum lethality, but for every one it destroys, 2 more seem to take its place. The swarm is growing. From the deep shadows of a collapsed overpass, hundreds more pour into the street, a relentless river of death. Even for a Terminator, the odds are becoming untenable. Logic dictates a tactical shift. It needs higher ground. With an incredible leap, the T-800 lands on the roof of an abandoned city bus, its metal feet denting the rusted surface. Below, the zombies claw and climb over one another, forming a grotesque, writhing mound of bodies trying to reach it. They are a single-minded organism of pure consumption, and then a new sound cuts through the groans of the dead. Gunfire, sharp, controlled, and desperate. Human gunfire. A small group of survivors, positioned on the balcony of a half-crumbled hotel, has spotted the battle. They're laying down covering fire with their rifles, picking off zombies from a distance. The noise of their shot draws the attention of some of the horde, diverting them from the bus. The T-800's processors instantly recognize the tactical opportunity. With a grunt of hydraulic effort, it rips the entire engine block from the bus. Hoisting the massive piece of metal over its head, it hurls it into the densest cluster of zombies below. The impact is devastating, scattering bodies like bowling pins and creating a momentary breach in their ranks. The Terminator doesn't hesitate. It charges through the gap it created, its steel fists becoming hammers that pulverize faces and shatter rib cages. It fights its way toward the hotel, a metallic angel of death clearing a path through the undead. Reaching the base of the building, it vaults onto a fallen sign and, in 3 swift, powerful movements, climbs up to the balcony where the survivors are holding their ground. They recoil in fear at the sight of it. The stories of the war against the machines, of the relentless hunters with glowing red eyes, are burned into their collective memory. A man raises his rifle, his hands shaking, but his hesitation dies in an instant. A zombie, having scrambled up the side of the building behind them, lunges for a young woman. Before anyone can react, the Terminator raises its arm, blocking the attack. With a single, brutal twist, it snaps the creature's neck, dropping its lifeless body to the ground. The young woman, her face streaked with ash and grime, slowly lowers her rifle. She stares at the machine, her eyes wide with a mixture of terror and disbelief. "Are you helping us?" she asks, her voice trembling. The Tate Hundred's head turns, its red optical sensor scanning her, processing the query. Then, in its classic gravel-toned synthetic voice, it replies, affirmative. Below them, the horde gathers once more, an endless ocean of rotting hunger looking up. The survivors look at the machine, this relic of an older war, and, for the first time since the plague began, a flicker of something they had long thought extinguished stirs within them, hope. The war for survival wasn't over, but this time they weren't alone. Neither was the Terminator. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed this story and want to see more what-if scenarios and tales from worlds beyond, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Let me know in the comments what you think of a Terminator fighting zombies. Until next time, stay safe and keep exploring.